Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning to the entire world in French. Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, hey, it just basically means we had a great weekend.
Oh, boy.
What?
Yeah.
What? Did you have a good weekend?
Starting the week with French, that's a good one. Now, I'm almost certain most of you got quite busy over the weekend, over the course of the past week.
Of course.
But, yeah, things are going to look a little bit better today.
It's a bright new week, and the countdown to the end of the year continues. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. We are streaming live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Send in those comments on social media. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, and our app is also available for download both on the Android and iOS Play stores. You can watch us live from anywhere in the world.
So there's quite a long list of things we need to tell you about.
Yeah.
Everything we have planned for today.
Yeah. Now, first, we're going to have a musical performance. And this one is Afro hip-hop artist Xiao Yao. And he's going to be performing a song called Sempe.
Sempe.
Oh, Sempe. Sempe.
And more music. We have another musical performance coming your way on today's episode. UGO is going to be in the building.
If I no love you, call me Momo.
And check it out to talk about motivating yourself through difficult times is Innocent Usah, the founder of Innocent Minds Training and Consulting.
Now, Mr. Yomi Boss today is back. Our auto segment is going to be having an interesting topic today. Child safety, your car and the importance of seatbelts.
That's 3.2. We've
Yes,
been talking about it for over 2 weeks now.
On SME, we are going to have Yvonne Chukwueke, the CEO of Ojine Accessories, a business that started 9 years ago with very little resources, but is doing big things now.
Seat bags. And they're locally made. Wow. Wow. See the detail on that one. I love that one.
Very
with
nice,
bags.
very nice.
Yes,
It's really nice,
indeed.
like embroidery.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm angry with all of you. None of you reached out to me.
Oh.
Very, and I had to say it on live TV, so they know that.
Wow.
They don't care about me. They don't.
Well, trust me, with the way our schedules were,
We were missing
in the
you
past,
secretly.
We were
Wow.
definitely missing you.
Yomi, you know, we still have our beef of 2 weeks ago. So,
But we can't start Monday with beef. Let's start Monday with love.
well,
So
bribe
what?
me.
So what was
Bribe,
your, how was your
bribe.
trip like?
It was good. It was,
it was good.
refreshing. It was a very nice time with family.
We were stalking you on Instagram. We knew what you were doing.
No,
We,
please.
You were
Yummy.
stalking.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It's not a Yomi trait. I'm very
As
sure.
in,
I was certainly, checking out your photographs and you
I'm
look
trying
happy.
not to roll my eyes. It's hard.
Yeah, so you should keep your eyes straight.
That I was stalking her on Instagram.
No, just
Not
Just generally.
Cool. Just generally.
But
I love
Yomi
your-
took a trip too, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, just
How was
briefly.
your trip?
Just briefly, I went to Nairobi. It was good. It was clean.
Will you stop? Yomi saying this thing again.
No, but very. I just also need to mention that most African countries have slums. So even Nairobi has its own slums.
But they
So
are
I'm not
clean.
saying no. The slums are not clean. No slums.
No slums are
once
Because when you go to Ikoyi is clean.
Is it Kogi?
Ikoyi is
To a
not a
certain
slum.
extent.
Yeah, but you said it's clean. They took it to the clean
Well, no,
part.
Ikoyi is clean. Obalinde is dirty.
Yeah,
You understand?
that's what
So
I'm
there's,
saying.
there's
That
always
they'll
that.
take you-
Yeah.
If you're a foreigner in a country, most times you get to see the good parts of the country.
Yeah.
Unless you decide to really go into
Actually
touring
go,
and
exactly,
checking out places.
exactly.
So
The only place I hear that there's no slum apparently is Singapore. I heard that, because a friend of mine went and was in a cab and was asking the taxi, that where are the slums? I want to see the real people. I want to see the ghetto.
Yeah.
And the guy said that there's no
I
such
don't get it.
thing.
There's no such thing.
in Singapore.
because they told him there is
No
slum,
such
No. He
does not
actually-
mean there is.
He
Yeah.
actually thought the guy was lying, and he went around Singapore, and he did not find anything below what we would consider a middle class.
Yeah, you know they call it they call it a city state.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
it's
the happiest country in the
less
world.
than 1 million people.
Yeah.
So by comparison, when you make a lot, sometimes when people compare Dubai to Nigeria, I go like, okay,
That's
you know
too far.
what, when you look at the size of the population and the amount of work that we have to do on our own minds, just our minds first, before we even start talking about cleaning up and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
And one thing about our minds is this whole discipline issue. So you mentioned cleanliness for Nairobi, and just the fact that people have that fear of dropping something on the floor. So you see people randomly just tossing things out of their car windows, even from their house. They would rather just drop it on the floor when they've come out of their gate.
So Titi, it's a mentality thing.
Yeah,
so all
that's
over the world,
issue.
you have this belief, and not even believe, it's factual, that there are cameras watching you.
Of course.
So you don't fling things. Now, we used to have something, interestingly and rather ironically, under Buhari's regime, his first regime, the reformed Kai we have
true.
now.
Yeah.
And their job was not just to ensure that people don't throw things. We also had sanitary inspectors that will come into your house. But then, of course, corruption sets in.
Yeah.
So sanitary inspector comes to your house. Like, oh, God, take.
this
Especially
one.
when somebody has faced me, I face you. You pay the person off. When even for lawman, people aren't even paying their bills.
Yeah.
And so you have your refuse piling up.
It's crazy.
It's
and
a
I think it was
mindset
called
thing.
kick against indiscipline,
Yes,
which is exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, there was war against indiscipline initially.
Yeah.
It
And
was
then-
war.
and then kick against
Kick was in
indiscipline.
Lagos,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it's supposed to start in our schools. It's supposed to start from kids, children, teaching them the importance of using a waste bin, things like that. It's not even part of the curriculum.
You don't even understand, Titi. There were waste bins everywhere in Lagos at one point, and people were stealing it.
Oh, wow.
So how do you now find a
It's
solution?
basically the mindset.
Exactly.
We have to, as individuals, choose to be clean and not even wait for government to make us clean. We have to do it for ourselves. Like, we want a clean environment before we can even make the society a cleaner place.
So it's deep.
It's a really deep.
And the funny thing is, we travel and we see it happening, and we're just like, oh, it's so cool to see it in other countries. And then the moment we reach the airport, it's like there's just something that comes on you that just makes you forget everything you saw
I don't think
and
it's
go
something
back.
that comes on you. I think it's more of a case of people just being so indifferent. This is how it is done here.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Without fixing it, that this
Exactly.
shouldn't be how it should happen. So,
Anyway, we have to go to the news now, and thank you, Tokwe, for escaping the gist that you were supposed to give us about your trip. Anyway, Ibrahim is on standby for us.
All right, guys, welcome to Nigeria.
thank you for the reality check.
All right, some observers who monitored the elections in Kogi State say the process lacked credibility. The Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room and Tiaga Africa are calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission to investigate pockets of violence recorded in the state. Our correspondent Muyo Thomas reports.
A basic tenet which democracy is grounded on is giving citizens the opportunity to exercise their franchise in choosing who will represent them in government. It means that if the electoral process is threatened, democracy is at stake. It is why observers are granted the lease to monitor the process of votes being cast during elections to ensure it is free, fair and credible.
And driven.
Yaga Africa and other civil society groups are worried that the elections in Kogi and Bayelsa states were marred with violence and voter inducements.
Rallies were marred by violence. Political party campaigns and rallies in Kogi State were marred with brigandage, assault and violence. Observers reported violent physical attack at rallies and meetings or campaign events across the local government areas, with specific reports of intimidation of candidate supporters and supporters in Ankpa, Dekina, Ida, and Ofu local government areas. Stockpilings of small arms and light weapons and recruitment of political thugs.
Cede space and function to outlaws. And we validate this concession through elections. Outlaws determine who rules us. At some point, we have to say no.
Levels of violence perpetrated by the two major political parties and politicians, evident sometimes in collusion with security personnel, seriously undermined the elections, deterred voters, and made the exercise a farce.
But it is not all bad. Yega Africa believes there was significant improvement in the conduct of elections, but wants drawbacks in logistics management and the transparency in collation of results to be addressed. Political parties were also fingered as threats to credible elections and democratic process. Moya Thomas, TVC News, Abuja.
Now, the collation of results in Kogi State will resume at 9 a.m. today after it was suspended late Sunday night. The two local governments are left in the confluent state, and with 19 states collated so far, this is what the result looks like. The All Progressives Congress has 466,134 votes, and the People's Democratic Party has 151,566 votes. The National Primary Health Development Agency, Healthcare Development Agency wants governments at all levels to work tirelessly on preventing deaths of women from preventable diseases. This agency made this known while meeting with the Taraba State government on a strategic partnership against maternal deaths. Our correspondent Olabi Adenusi compiled this report.
Nigeria's mortality ratio in 2015 stood at 814 deaths per 100,000 live births. A joint report by the United Nations International Children's Fund, the World Health Organization, the United Nations Population Fund, and World Bank reveals a staggering rise in maternal death between 2011 and 2015. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency is now focused on bringing maternal deaths to its barest minimum by next year.
What we can do to make sure that those numbers reduce, and if possible, that women and children will cease dying. Every day, at least 145 women die in Nigeria from pregnancy and pregnancy-related causes. At least 2,300 children die. And it's something that will make anybody want to cry. So that is why we have come here.
The Taraba State government speaks on successes already recorded in maternal health care delivery and outlines ways a partnership with the primary health care institution will benefit the state.
I resumed here as a governor in 2015 with the passion of solving the health challenges. We only have partially functioning what they call specialist hospital. And as of today, we have not commissioned the Gembu General Hospital, but we'll soon commission it. It's a very beautiful hospital now. Gembu, Bamburu, Okari is already on scene.
The state also unveils intentions to continue with primary health care support in areas other than personnel training and provision of new equipment.
So far in Taraba State is indeed a big success, and the Nigerian Medical Association gave us an award.
The Healthcare Development Agency also gives a scorecard on Taraba's female mortality prevention efforts.
Excellency, the safe government Taraba said is, if I am allowed, I can give you more than 100% as far as healthcare service is concerned, because the governor is so passionate about primary healthcare and indeed healthcare delivery in the state. And I think the health of the people of Taraba State is first to his heart, which I can attest to, because
residents want healthcare services made free by the authorities.
Most people are not buoyant enough to be that hygienic, to pay bills and other things. The government has been trying for the vaccine and other mosquito nets. Some programs are actually helping, but I think the government should do more by giving free medical attention.
The proposed partnership between the Primary Healthcare Development Agency and Taraba is aimed at putting this challenge to rest in all of the state's 16 local government areas.
And that's all on the news update for this hour. We'll take this breather and return with sports news with our next one. See you again.
We have this day newspaper starting us off on the headlines this morning. Now it says here, PDP kicks as APC takes Bayelsa in comfortable lead in Kogi. Meanwhile, 3 die in Kogi. INEC declares senatorial contest inconclusive. International observers, Situation Room condemn violence. Federal government releases circular on minimum wage, consequential adjustment. States, labor unions begin talks. Former AGF Adoke arrested, detained in Dubai. Page 5 has more on that. POS transactions hit 2.5 trillion naira in 10 months. Page 8 says more on that. Blackout looms as Gencos threaten shutdown over 600 billion naira fund. Nigeria, Guinea have cheapest power tariffs in West Africa, says report. That's what we have on the cover of this day.
Let's look at The Guardian this Monday morning. PDP, APC squabble over polls credibility. Rights bodies flay elections in Kogi. Bayelsa, petition ICC. 2 lecturers escaped from kidnappers' den. And the Senate committee to monitor Ogoni cleanup. That story is on page 34. Litigants deplore non-release of judgment copies by Calabar Appeals Court, and how government loses billions of fraudulent clearing, 2 fraudulent clearing agents, and importers suggest ways to end fraud. And that's what we have on the cover of The Guardian this Monday.
We have the Vanguard up next. It says PDP cries foul as APC tops in Kogi, clears Bayelsa governorship polls. PDP kicks, alleges army worked against it. APC urges calm, accuses PDP of importing thugs from Oyo, Osun. US, UK, others call for calm and thorough investigation. It also says here, Air Peace adds more planes, and it seems like they're signing documents there in that photo story. 1 trillion naira debt. Gencos threaten to shut down power plants. At the top here, it says Stock Exchange blacklists 23 firms over free float of shares. Obaseki plotting to attack Oshomole. Others say Edo APC. There's peace in Edo. All thugs have migrated to Abuja, says Edo government. Ex-AGF Adoke arrested in Dubai by Interpol. And on noise pollution, Lagos State government shuts 8 religious houses. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Let's take a look at the Daily Sun with the headline, amid observers call for Guba results cancellation, APC leads in Kogi, Bayelsa. And police confirmed 3 dead in Kogi, 30 missing. INEC staff found. Monitors accused security personnel, political parties of truncating exercise. And collation of remaining results continue today. And on the cover of the Daily Sun, you can see some of the contestants there. Yahaya Bello, the governorship candidate of the APC and the present governor, and the candidate of the PDP there, Musa Wada, and Senator Diri Doye, PDP's senator in Bayelsa State, and David Leon, challenger of the APC. Anyway, we have some other stories here. Up here, genocide. Nigeria must apologize to Igbo. Fani Kayode says, that story is on page 40. And $430 million Eyimba economic city. Ikpeazu, ADB, Afrexim Bank strike deal. Land breaking to hold in the first quarter of 2020. 600 billion naira debt. Gencos threaten to shut down power supply. Wow, 600 billion. Why we're at war with Obaseki, APC chieftain says. It's battle for dominance, liberation between Oshomole governor, says commissioner. And hijab, Sultan cautions Muslims in Southwest against violence. That story is on page 42. And then we have a breakdown of some of the results from the just concluded Bayelsa and Kogi elections. And it shows clearly that the APC is leading in both states. That's in Bayelsa State with a total of 590,000 votes by comparison to 156,000 votes for the PDP. Wow. And then in Kogi State, it's still not concluded yet, so that will continue today with the counting of the votes. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
And indeed, all we can take on the headlines in the papers at this point.
Yeah, many interesting stories, but most of them focused on, of course, the elections that happened over the weekend.
True.
And yeah.
Now there is the Ajoste Adeogun light display.
The tree lighting campaign. That's very.
You know.
That's very. I don't know if the camera can see it.
Yeah.
Did you take that photo story?
No, I didn't take the story, but I just love the fact that.
So if the camera can just capture it, so that
Yuletide is almost here.
Yeah.
Yuletide is almost here.
Yeah, it's
like it's literally around the corner.
Yeah, so you can see there it says Zenith Bank lights up Lagos for Yuletide. 2019 light up ceremony by Zenith Bank themed "Let There Be Light." I like it. That's a good theme that we need in Nigeria. Let there be light, man.
But you know, you can imagine how much is invested in that light up campaign. You know, they do it every year. They've been doing it for years now. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So
this year, it looks like it's going to be huge. Lots of people actually just go there to take pictures. That's one of the things that like, you just see people parking their cars and saying you're taking pictures and stuff.
A lot of fun.
Yours might not be so elaborate, but, you know, try to do a little bit of something in the house this year.
Eventually we'll get around to it. Goodness me, the kids will be on our case about that. Now we have to take a quick break, but we'll be talking about what's making the roads speak this morning. Is it traffic or is it a freeway? We'll find out after this. Hello and good morning. If you're just joining us, it's about time for us to take the traffic update. Every day on the show, we look for the best options for you to help you get to your destinations at the right time, safe and sound. That's why we have you covered as regards how the road is. Now, you can also help out, help a brother, help a sister. Tweet, send a message, take a picture, use our social media platforms and that hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC. Now, if we start with the route between Bega bus stop and Marina, you'll note that you have a 1 hour, 50-minute journey ahead of you. So that's almost 2 hours on the road if you decide to take the 3rd Mainland Bridge route. Now, if you decide to detour and take the Wagada Expressway, you'll have reduced your movement time by about 30 minutes. It'll take you 1 hour, 15 minutes if you decide to take Bagada Express straight through Antoni, going onto Ikorodu Road, straight through Surulere to Marina. Yes, you'll shave off 30 minutes if you decide to do that. Hopefully that helps someone out this morning. But just note, there are major, I'm not going to call them pockets, handbags of traffic. You have 15 minutes on, definitely a 15-minute traffic buildup on Ikorodu Road right now. There's also another 19 to 20 minute traffic buildup on the Echo Bridge itself. But the buildup on 3rd Mainland Bridge is much, much worse, so I wouldn't try 3rd Mainland now if I wanted to get to my destination in under 2 hours. You know what? I'm going to ask if Mary and Yomi have any updates for us.
Okay, so I have some updates. They date back to up to 26 minutes ago, but they are still very relevant. So this says, the first person came with a question. Please, what is happening on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway? Traffic from Magboro to Beja since yesterday. This one says, Yanopada to Dokpemu to Ikeja along on Abeokuta Express Road isn't smiling at all. Alternative routes should be sought. Another one says, it's not 6 a.m. yet. That was as of that time. And there's mad traffic on this third mainland bridge. Lagos is a wonder we love. Popular Oshodi becoming chaotic again. The traffic is becoming worrisome. Cars now packed on the main road. So that's another issue. This there's actually someone sharing a video. All of this I'm taking via Traffic Butter, okay? There's a video, traffic before Beja, and it does look like it's really bad. Then there is a lockdown of traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway from the Mowe-Ibafo access all the way to the Long Bridge and the construction site after Kara and the Ogun River Bridge. Reports reveal that a broken down vehicle at Fatbems after OPEC is the main culprit.
Right.
I'll give you more later. I think you need to give us more updates.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask Tokwe if she had any updates as well. I didn't mention her name earlier.
No,
so.
Titi, you know that you've forgotten me. It's fine. 2 weeks and then I'm out of your mind. But it's fine.
Really? Really?
What's that about?
This is two.
This is second shade. I'm finishing people today. I can see on Twitter we have Alakwere Estate, Inward Ogudu, is moving to Car Wash and Oworo. And then someone says that, dear Lagos drivers, the left lane on the highway is for fast-moving cars. If your car is faulty, please move to the other lane. So please,
somebody should definitely
move to the right lane.
Somebody should definitely be telling them. Okay, just one or two tweets here. I've got one. I don't know if Mary took this on Traffic Butter. The tricycle queue at Brown Junction is elongating. Well, so it looks like it's spilling over into the main road, and you know those tricycles, once they spill over into the road, then it becomes a big problem. Anyway, Babs Animation Road is light but building up very fast. So of course, if you're going out this morning, it's Monday, make sure you go out as quickly as possible. If you need to get the kids out of the house as well, that needs to happen quickly. So that's what I have over
Thank you, Yomi. Now, if, for instance, you're heading from Lasu to Orile, you have a 40-minute journey ahead of you. It seems really free, but don't take the old Ojo Road route, which is where some people use to bypass traffic on the expressway. The expressway is free this morning, just 40 minutes between Lasu and Orile bus stop. That's all I have time for on the traffic update as of right now. I'll be heading into the kitchen.
It's quite weird just how much traffic there is on the road this morning. And it seems like the traffic is so bad that Nigerians are actually tweeting. You know, there are some mornings that either people are upset or they are still sleepy. But this morning, I actually have loads of tweets. I could have gone on for another 10 minutes just taking traffic updates. And only via Traffic Butter. I'll talk less of other handles as well. It's something else.
So what's up and about, people?
Well, this morning is, I don't know, it's a bit lazy for many of us.
Lazy?
Oh, lazy. Oh, no, we were about to hear Tokwe's travels. Travels with Tokwe.
I'll start a travel diary.
We should put up some photographs as you're talking to.
O'Shea, speaking of photographs, since you did stalk me, you definitely have photographs to tell us about. From my travel.
You're not throwing it back at your meat. It is you.
I've shipped them off to the producer. Who's putting together.
Oh, well, because whenever I'm not in Nigeria, I do not like to talk about it because it kind of like just shows Nigeria in a bad light.
Okay.
So, I went with a very open mind to, breathe and relax.
Yeah.
And then I did notice one thing in particular, which was the roads and the way they keep to time with the bus. So, you could just check online the time your bus is coming and you go to the station and your bus is there. And I remember having a conversation with my mom and I'm just like, imagine if I go to the bus stop, just by Lekki bus stop, and I'm just imagining that the next bus stop on Google is showing me is coming in 10 minutes. is that possible? And then she's like, how is it going to happen? Like, is it going to be saying the owa from the Google? And I'm just like, we just really need to fix the system. And I'm wondering, is it because Nigeria is just 60-something years old, or is it because this trip was more like a mind journey for me, because I was trying to understand what exactly are we missing? Because I was going to say maybe because the country is young, but then I now looked at Namibia. Namibia is not even as populated as Lagos. Then I was going to give them an excuse, but then there was just so much going on. But I had fun.
You had fun.
I did have fun.
I think you hit the nail on the head there with the population thing. So in places like the UK, they've had hundreds of years to get it right. It was hundreds of years ago that it was about 100 years ago that they started the underground, you know, and they had troubles when that happened. The buses, the bus routes, things have changed over the years. They've even scrapped some bus routes in order to make sure that some others are more efficient. But this issue of efficiency takes us back to discipline again. And that issue of discipline comes straight down to our education. And do the teachers get to class on time? You know, even when it's time to teach the kids, are they there on time? Are kids there on time? Do we, when we parents, get them dressed in time, get them to school on time? Even when you send them with the school bus, is the school bus there on time? Teaching that whole discipline from the from the child up, let's just say from the child up, is going to have to be the only way. It's a generational thing. I feel like all of us in this generation are already, God forbid, damaged. But I think it's something that it's going to have to start from the next generation. So if we really want things to change, it might not be our sets that will do it. It'll be our kids coming after us, and they'll teach us a thing or two.
So I believe that has to do with the person, because it's normal all over the world for parents to wake up late some days. It's normal for children to miss the bus some days. However, it's also a case of, even when these things are set, do people respect it? No boss wants to move empty because things are expensive enough as it is. And so buses are forced to wait. I remember when the bus rapid transport started, the idea was to have fixed time. You would see buses going, and by the time the buses are gone, you now see loads of people at the bus stop, and empty buses have gone. The same thing, people started criticizing the government. Why are the buses going? They are going empty. Forgetting that that's the way it is all over the world. Either you're there or not, the bus has to move to create space for another bus, or at least to help people get to their destination on time. So there are a lot of factors here that we really need to check. It's very easy, very simple to blame the government. However, the government is the people. And we need to work on several things that we do ourselves.
Does it feel like you're helpless sometimes? Like, you get to the airport now, like you want to just go to Abuja or something. The flight is late. And you're wondering. And it's like that all the time. So some people avoid some airlines because I know those guys are always late, don't bother. You know, it just feels, it can be frustrating sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, we don't want Mondays frustrated.
No, we want it to be as
I want you know, just move things, change gears a little bit. So Kanye West yesterday. Yeah, so you guys are okay, so he went to this mega church.
Joel Osteen?
Yeah, Joel Osteen's mega church. Oh, Lakewood, yes. It's called Lakewood.
So I feel like I'm a member of Lakewood.
It's massive, you know. So he was there, and you know, he was given the opportunity to speak. And he's been doing this rounds. He's been going, doing the rounds to a lot of mega churches, different churches, and you know, just talking to them and all of that. But something significant I saw about him over the weekend, because I don't really like Kanye West. That's the truth. I mean,
I like Kanye West.
He's talented. He's talented. And everything. But something that I saw over the weekend really impressed me about him. So he did a concert in a jailhouse. And, you know, so it was really touching because all the people who were in the jailhouse, you know, many of them, you know, they probably hadn't seen that kind of a thing before. So it was very touching for them. They did some worship, they did some praise. And then, you know, that the entire choir, you know, the choir he uses for some of his songs, they were there. The orchestra was there, and it was really, really touching. And then he was, at some point, he was shaking their hands, giving them hugs. I just thought, okay, so this guy is onto something.
So did you give him a chance at that point?
Oh, no. I feel like, so I liked him initially when, you know, from way back. Yeah. No, from way back. I mean, I thought he was really talented. I think somewhere along the line, I just began to feel that, okay, this guy needs some help.
So you know, there are two things about Kanye West then. Okay, no, Titi, go ahead and I'll talk about Kanye West.
I wanted to say the whole Jesus walks thing. It feels like he's doing the rounds, like he feels like he's Jesus. I'm just saying, he has that kind of influence right now. Yeah. He has followers, he has all that. And I'm just like, are you
His
sure?
His nickname is Jesus, by the way.
You should see the video. You should see the video of the jailhouse concert. I thought it was really good. It was very raw, very natural. It wasn't. There was no cleaning up of the video or anything. So raw videos, mobile phone videos, very nice.
You know what? Let's take a break so you can ruminate on that. Well, it's just some rhyming there. We'll be back after that.
Hello people, so with me is UG, and UG has so much going on. He's been in music as far back as 2012, and guess what? He is ready to take his career seriously. Let's talk to UG. How you doing?
All right, firstly I need to correct that. UGO.
UGO, pardon me please, UGO. So why did you decide to take your music seriously now?
Because I feel this passion and joy in me whenever I go to shows to perform, and they're always like, wow, you're trying, you're doing this, you're doing that, and your lyrics are tight, your songs are making sense, and you know, I try making it more, because music is expression, music is feeling, music is everything.
It's everything to you, okay. So what are you going to perform for us? What's the title?
It's called Agidi Jollof.
Agidi Jollof. Yeah. So did you work on it alone, or who produced for you? Who did you work with?
My producer was Rush.
Rush, okay.
Yeah. So we did it together because he has been an inspiration to me.
Okay, so let me let you take us away.
All right, no problem.
I'll be having fun there. Thank you.
You can't understand the depth of UGO's lyrics until you taste Agidi Jollof. I'm sure he really loves it. Must be his favorite. Anyway, it's time for tech updates on Wake Up Nigeria. And we're starting off with pronouncing difficult words. Well, that is what Google is helping you do. Yes, Google helps you pronounce difficult words. Now, a new search feature uses advanced speech recognition and machine learning to offer feedback. Google wants to make it easier to learn word pronunciations. It has introduced a new search feature that will let users practice saying tricky words. When you look up a pronunciation, Google will provide an answer. And when you say the word into your phone's microphone, search will let you know if you said it correctly. So that's how it works. Now, away from that, we also have Motorola reviving the Razr. For those who used to love the Razr phone, you know, that one you flip and then it goes this way. Motorola has released a new model, and the new model of the Razr is called Motorola Razr. Yeah, without the O. Now, as countless reports and leaks have confirmed, though it isn't the Razr you grew up with, this new version is Motorola's first foldable smartphone, and unlike any other foldable we've played with this year, it doesn't unfold into a small tablet. It is, by Motorola's admission, a design-first kind of phone. So it's more about the design. Kind of looks good. Depends on what you're looking for. And then, of course, there's the Jurassic World Evolution DLC. Lets you rebuild the original park. Now, Jurassic World Evolution has favored a lot of movie fans with this new development, as you can rebuild the original own park. Now, the expansion will be set just after the original Jurassic Park movie, and feature park designs, dinosaurs and characters from the original movie will be included. Now, of course, these include the iconic entrance gate, track-restricted Jurassic Park tour, and legacy skin variants for any Tyrannosaurus Rex or Velociraptor you want to keep. Now, as a bonus, the DLC pack will let you play existing Evolution Challenge and Sandbox levels with a 1993-inspired HUD and inventory. It promises to be really exciting. And then there's also Tesla's Model 3 and S are once again recommended by Consumer Reports. 2 Tesla sedans are back in Consumer Reports' good graces, of course. Model 3 and the Model S have regained the organization's recommendation after their reliability scores got a boost from CR's latest annual reliability survey of current owners. Now, CR originally chose not to recommend the Model 3 because its 60 to 0 mph braking distance came to 152 feet. Its estimated braking distance was 133 feet. The vehicle eventually earned its recommendation after that issue was fixed, but it lost its status earlier this year due to complaints regarding glass defects and loose body trim. Well, Tesla's Model S was also added to and removed from CR's recommended list more than once in the past. It got booted from the list last year due to issues with its air suspension system. And now, well, I guess it's kind of good for Tesla since they're back in the good books. Anyway, it's about time for us to end the first hour on Wake Up Nigeria this morning. We have more for you. 1 hour, 45 minutes left to go. Stay with us as we take this break.
Now, time is only as good as you use it. So use your time wisely. Be a part of Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, now this is your #1 premium family TV show. Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Now, there's just so much that's been happening over the past few weeks, and the schedule, especially in the entertainment space, is getting full. A lot of people will be coming to talk to us on the show soon enough about what's happening next month. But you don't want to miss anything, so stream with us. It's an option we have available for you. You need to stream live at tvcentertainment.tv.
Yeah, you can also check us out at Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, sir. Now, those comments you drop, yes, we love them. Please drop them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, we also have an app available for you for download both on the Android and the iOS stores. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world.
So with that show, that breakfast show with actual breakfast, yes, you probably heard, maybe a friend said so, maybe your mom, maybe a cousin, you know, but we have a chef in the building. She's hanging out with Mary.
Hey guys.
Yeah, so I'm just standing in for Yomi. But you know, sometimes when you stand in for somebody, you take over. Chef Adane and I might be together in the kitchen today because of this. I now feel Mike's spirits. Hey, what she has set for us here. Yeah. I can't wait, honestly. I can't wait to dig in. Hey,
looking forward to it. It's going to be nice.
So good morning.
Ooh,
thank you very much for having me again.
Yeah, look at this. Ooh. Look at this. This is my breakfast.
Did somebody just get hungry?
Myself and I.
Did somebody just get hungry? Wow. Wow.
That's amazing. For a Monday.
She's trying to help us set the right tone for this.
So, Chef, I'm going to be joining you in the kitchen shortly.
Yeah, you are not. And I said I was standing for you today. For the first time, I'll
anyway.
We'll just change that rundown a bit.
When it comes to motivation, that food is very motivating, but we still have a motivating speaker coming your way.
We have someone who's going to be talking to us about getting yourself through difficult times. And his name is Innocent Usa, and he's the founder of Innocent Minds Training and Consulting.
Yomi Bosude is back on our auto segment. This is the third leg of his topic when it comes to talking about child safety and the importance of seatbelts.
And also on SME today, we have Yvonne Chukwueke of Ojine Accessories, a business that started 9 years ago with little resources, but doing big things now.
You know, there's sometimes you're just looking for the right pair of shoes, right bag, right everything, and it's just sometimes just hard. You're like, but wait, I have one of these things, and you're searching, you're digging. I don't know. When I meet entrepreneurs like the lady that's supposed to come today, I just give them kudos. It's not easy. So just doing business in general is hard, but manufacturing is even like.
Well, I used to be a manufacturer of shoes.
Oh?
Really? Yes.
So
I would design my shoe because when I was in secondary school, my nickname was No Size in London.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So you would design your own shoes?
So I would tell the cobbler, Oga, please, can you put this here? Because you could never find my shoe in the market. So it was always a case of a cobbler trying to make the sandals according to the requirements. Most schools were doing a particular color. But my own school then decided to do another color. Okay. So you couldn't find it in the market.
Yeah, I remember most schools did brown, I think.
Yeah, brown.
Growing up, even though a lot of them do black now. I don't know.
Brown, my school was brown junior secondary, black senior secondary.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So you guys do not feel like you really graduated.
Oh, you've graduated. You wear short sleeve in junior secondary. Then in senior secondary, you wear long sleeves with tie. It was such a great feeling.
In my school, it's pleats. You wear pleated skirts as girls, then shorts for guys. Then the junior boys wear the bow tie, and then you know, the junior girls, everybody wears short-sleeve shirts.
So you guys are taking yourselves back.
Yeah. So I just wanted to mention,
for me, it was straight skirts. That's A-line skirt, and then the guys wear trousers with long ties, and then everybody feels they've arrived.
You really have
a job.
But you know, my school was really touched. They had a partnership with Bata.
Auntie, calm down.
Who is this?
I don't understand.
Where are you from? If you know what butter shoe
we don't know. We made our own.
Yeah, that was. So it's now Famad, I believe. But those were the shoes, man. But every parent had to come to the school to collect the shoe. Not that they would go outside to buy shoe. It had to be.
Some schools that do
every
that
shoe had to be exactly like that.
My daughter's
As in, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a status thing then, but I don't think it happens anymore. So
no, it happens. It actually happens. Even then, butter was where many people used to buy their shoes. I'm actually surprised. I was passing one of the stores at Agege some days back, and it looked so...
Okay, they have a store in Agege.
Yeah, like so eerie. And I was like, Kilo Shelembi buy. This used to be everything to us back then.
Exactly. I mean, it used to be huge. There was a huge industry, provided a lot of employment. I mean, I grew up in Kaduna, and it was there.
I was going to say, I didn't know Bata, but I grew up in Kaduna.
Oh, wow.
Zaria, maybe I was still far.
So,
I feel like they just need to reinvent.
Yeah, so I mean, it was huge. I remember that it was along an expressway called Amadu Bellowe. So, and that was where everybody went to get their shoes.
Yeah,
because
they
were the major manufacturers at the time.
But I don't know whether it's just that the climate is a lot harder to do manufacturing now, or maybe it's just a decision, you know, some schools made to say, you know what, let's make it easier for parents.
I think it's about
because the cost then was high. It was.
I really don't like the idea of having children get school stuff outside.
Outside the country?
No, outside the school.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason. So uniforms are meant to be uniforms. It's to make everybody
look the same.
Equal.
In
quotes. Now, if one person is able to buy an expensive shoe, rock it to school, feel like the boss, then it's no longer a uniform. And uniforms were, I believe they were created to make everybody like, okay, you're all dressed the same way. If you have tattered clothes at home, come to school looking decent, at least you're dressed like every other person. Try to create a kind of uniformity. So the shoes thing, I think it's something that ought to be brought back, or at least you give parents the design you want. So if you like, go and get the expensive version. They are all using the same kind of stuff. Yeah.
Welcome to the kitchen on Wake Up Nigeria. I've got Chef Adanne here, who's doing something very Nigerian. This is unique to Nigeria. I love it. I'm seeing palm oil, I'm seeing onions. What's this? Ugu leaves?
Yes, ugu. Crayfish.
Crayfish, yeah.
That's blended pepper.
Blended pepper.
This is okra.
Seasoning cubes, okra. So here we just have like a potpourri of many things. So fish, What fish is this? Ice fish.
There's stockfish.
Okay, this is stockfish.
Yes, there's dried fish and there's momo.
Dried fish and pomo all in one place, and
yes.
you've already seasoned and cooked that.
Yes,
it looks like. Okay, so tell us what we're making today, and then we'll just start things off.
Okay, we're going to make okra soup. That's basically it with okra and
okra soup, but it looks like it's going to be very rich in vitamins and minerals and like everything that you need. So proteins, like this soup that we're about to make is like a full balanced diet just by itself.
Yes, because okra, it can be, you can term it as, it's a vegetable.
Yeah.
This is a vegetable. Then you have protein, different types of protein. Then you have palm oil, which is very, very good. It's not bleached. Then you have onion, which is also an important ingredient for the body, especially it's good for it's good for the kidney. Then you have crayfish. Which is also a source of protein. Yeah. Then you have pepper, which is also good for. And
at some point, we're going to be making eba as well.
Yes, we're going to. Yes, we're going to make eba to go
Anybody
with
that's going to be eating breakfast in the kitchen today is going to be blessed and energized for the day.
Yes.
So I like that. So what are we starting with? I mean, so this is standard okra.
Yes.
Right. But you know, just the fact that everything is coming together in a special way is what people are going to be watching today.
Yes, and for me, making okra, it doesn't take. It's going to take us just 15 minutes.
Just a few minutes. Okay, now on the screen, on your screen there, you can see all the ingredients. It's a standard okra soup, but we just want to give it a little bit of twist this morning. So we have our okra, and then ice fish and stockfish as well, dried fish. Pumpkin leaves or ugu, seasoning cubes, salt, crayfish, palm oil, dried onions, diced onions, and then blended pepper as well. So this blended pepper, is it a mix of different peppers or just one?
No, just one pepper.
It's just the one pepper. That's the
atarodo.
The atarodo that everybody knows.
Yes.
Knows. You can get that in the market. So this is a standard meal, really. Apart from the meats, I think you can do all of this with 500 naira, apart from the meat. Yes, now.
1,000.
Okay, with 1,000. With 1,000. Okay, then of course with the meat it then goes to like 5,000 or something. Anyway, so Chef Adani is just looking at me. So is this 5,000 naira to cook a good plate of? Okay, so not 5,000.
2,025, you're done.
With 2,500, are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, so Nigeria is still a great country then.
Yes.
Okay, so the inflation isn't that bad.
Most of these things are locally
sourced.
So, yes.
Yeah.
Aside from stockfish, we don't do stockfish in Nigeria. It comes from Iceland or Norway.
Wow.
So.
That's crazy. Anyway, so this is going to be going into the pot. Is this where everything is going to be going into later on today?
Yes. I'm going to put this, then allow it to. I'll add the pepper. I'll add the seasoning cube. I'll add the onions, and just allow it to simmer for 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. So this is going to simmer for 10 minutes, and then everything else will then go into it gradually, one after the other.
I'll put everything now, and cover it and allow it to simmer for 10 minutes before the okra and the vegetable. Before the okra and the vegetable.
Anyway, so while Chef Adani is busy at work, we're going to be ensuring that we keep you covered on everything that we're going to be doing on the show. But we're going to take a break now and be back with more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stick around.
My name is Samuel Obnare, and I'm the CEO of Corporate Keke Guy. When I came to Lagos, there was nothing I can do. So I searched for a job, there's no job, and my brother introduced this business. Just introduced me that I should come and do this business, that I can use this one, start up my life. Trained me for like 1 month, and get me one keke, or instrumental, right? Like 1-2 years, gather money to buy my own keke in 2017. I just feel for one day that no, I can't continue like this, because I see people, all my colleagues, you know, if they want to come out wear polo, jeans, and normal Maruwa people, they want to do stuff. They wear polo and they wear jeans, and they will drive, they'll be walking. And I just think of one day that, no, me, I don't want to, I want to do my own in a different way, in a unique way, so that the people see me, they will appreciate me. I started buying clothes, shirts, shoe, trouser. One day I just dread like I'm going to bank. I'm working in a bank. Then I wear clothes, I wear shirts, trouser, and no tie. People begin to enter my Maruwa, they be like, hello, guy, where are you going? I say, I'm working out. This is what I do for a living. Are you sure? I say, yes. But people that maybe this work, I have another business that maybe if I just work maybe from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I will just pack this one out, go inside and say, no, this is what I do for a living, this is my business. And from there, people began to call me pastor, like corporate. From there, I just pick up that name, that corporate keke guy. In 2017, when I rebranded it, people helped me a lot. They bought keke for me. They put it under my company that I should be managing it. Because we have contact in front of our NAPEC. So we put a big number from there and they record that they want to join my team. And I tell them that they should come. I have graduates. I have HND in my business, in my work. Keke Napel driver, they dress anyhow. Like this business, you just do it and make your money and go. No, as a graduate, you can use this business, our Keke Napel, to start up life. I know the amount I'm making. Because my own is different. Because people help me a lot. They enter my Keke Napep, they can say, wow, we like what you are doing. They will give me money. They will tell me that I should leave the change. I should be going. Some people dash me like, give me like 500. I say, don't worry. 1,000, don't worry. So if my colleagues are making like 5,000, me I can make like 10,000. And my Keke, we are like charity organization because we have our TV for our clients. Our TV is there, we have suites, we have air freshener, we have USB, we have fan, because when it's hot, we have fan. The environment has not been so good like that, but we thank God we have been pushing it, especially Lagos State officer. They believe that this business is owned by maybe big man or by government. They don't believe that it's me that just create this business. For work bureau, they treat us very well, because the way we dress, they treat us very well. They give us our respect. Some people will tell you that you don't want to collect money now. They will tell that just leave corporate, just go and come back, come and pay the money. Thomas.
Norile Bode Thomas, and you just think, no matter where you go. You remember that song? Well, it's time for yet another performance right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And this time it's by Olayemi Yakub, popularly known as Ishao Yao, aka Son of the Elders, with his Afro hip-hop tune. He's a performing artist. His latest song, Sempe, is a tune that explains certain relationships between some personalities, and we're going to find out more. The first thing I want to know, though, is Ishao Yao. How did you come about that?
Yeah, Ishao is my son name, actually.
Okay.
And the Yao, my name is Ishao Olayemi Yakub. Okay. Yeah, so the Y-A-U and the last U in the Yakub is called Yao. So that's what brings about the Ishao Yao. Yeah.
Ishao Yao. Is
yeah,
it certain sound to it, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm very sure with over 17 years in the industry, professionally about 9 years now?
Yeah, 9 years now, yeah.
9 years. You've had a wealth of experience.
As in a whole lot.
Yeah. So which one would you say has been the most challenging for you? The one that each time you remember it, you go, my goodness, I can't believe I've come this far, considering what happened then.
Basically, every challenge in life are meant to, move us to the next level. You get me? But the most challenging moment, to my own point of view, is then I can remember vividly. It was industry night, So there was this bouncer. Okay. I was saying, you are not entering this place. As in, I showed him my tag. I was like, this is my tag.
I'm supposed to perform here.
Say, you are not.
He didn't allow you.
And I was like,
wow. I can see you are still shaken by the event. My goodness. Wow. So
I can remember it was so painful. And I was like, hello, please, I was scheduled for this event. I said, you are not going anywhere. I said, okay, what did you want? Was it money? Okay, let me. He said, no, you are not. And I did not.
Wow.
That was so painful.
So I know you've done a number of collaborations. Yeah. Are you having any in the works right now? Is there something coming up?
Yeah. Right now I'm working with Q Dot. Okay. Right now, so I'm dropping my next single very soon, which the video will come up at the same time. But right now, Sempe video is ready, so I'm pushing it out very soon, officially. But it's still, it's ready though. But very soon. I'll put it out.
So who's your favorite Nigerian musician?
My favorite Nigerian musician, Ahatu Baba.
And your favorite foreign musician?
Nasir Jones.
Nasir Jones. So you rap as well?
I rap. I'm a rap artist.
Are you going to rap in this next song?
Yeah, I'm rapping.
There's rap in Sempe.
There's rapping.
People, let's do some Sempe things with Ishao Yao.
Oh, yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Thank you.
Take it away.
Just one time, check a sock. Two black bears sitting on the wall. Catapult, yeah, no the talk. Tell what go man no, on your mask and go. Tell more.
Motivating yourself through difficult times is what we will be talking about today. And Innocent Usar, the founder of Innocent Minds Training and Consulting, who has mastered dozens of applied psychology and transformative tools with a commitment to create positive change, will be taking us through that. Good morning, Mr. Innocent Usar.
Thank you. Good morning.
You know, when I saw this topic, I was really interested because we know that, like they say, life is hard. So you're saying you have ways to teach us to motivate ourselves. Yeah. I'm all for it.
Well, life is hard is one way to look at life.
Okay.
Life is beyond hard. Life is pretty interesting. Someone once said that to be challenged is to be human. The day you wake up and you don't have challenges, you're probably dead. So one way to wake yourself up and realize that, am I alive? Life is either you finding yourself in a challenge, in a problem today. You're either in a problem today, you're coming out from one, or you are heading towards one. And it's a circle. You keep going through that. And we are humans because we've been equipped to solve problems. But many times people tend to be overwhelmed. People tend to be going through a lot of the pressure of life. So what happens is people get overwhelmed, and so it affects us in different ways. But we can motivate ourselves to get out of that. You are your first aid stop for dealing with your life's issues before you head on somewhere else. You are your first aid, and so what that means is you know that you are in challenges, you've got to prepare for them. If you're not in one right now, prepare, because one storm is headed your way. So you've got to prepare. How do you prepare? You are going to have to understand how do you cope with pressure? What's your response usually to pressure? What's the supportive structure around your family, friends? who supports you, who accepts you unconditionally. Those are the kinds of people you drift towards when you're going through a lot of pressure and you're going through a lot of challenges. Okay. So you prepare for that. Sometimes challenges hit you, you're not completely prepared, and you may never be completely prepared for all challenges. But many times the approach that we get people to adopt is to step back. It's something called dissociation. Okay. You step back. You step back and watch yourself in your challenges as if you were watching yourself in a movie theater. You know, and so what that happens is you like, well, usually what would I do in this situation? So the art of self-mastery helps with that. Understand yourself, understand your patterns of thinking and behavior, okay. Understand how you respond when you are talked about negatively, when you are accused falsely, understand how you go through the different things when you are broke, you know, and people are really going through a lot of tough times now.
They are.
You know, and so I don't know about you, but sometimes we tend to flip. When you flip, you make errors, you want to step back and maybe apologize, or you want to, you know, check out, how can I deal with this the next time? But we should always remember, if you're a human being, you will be challenged, you go through tough times, and the tough times only make people tougher. Okay. You know, like they say, tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Yes,
but then what would it take for me to be a tough person? It's simple. Understand yourself, understand your support structure, understand how you've been doing things and how you've been thinking and how you've been responding to life's challenges, and begin to be in that place where you're preparing. What's next? What's next? What's next? Actually, it makes life exciting. Interpretation is very important. You can see tough times as a gymnasium where life prepares you for the next challenge. Okay. So overcoming this current challenge will be helpful in moving forward.
Okay, now, so for people watching at home, I'm sure someone is just pretty thinking, you do not understand what I'm going through. So how do we walk them through a daily routine of motivating
I have been there. I've been in that place where I feel like nobody understands. And I think from time to time you have doses of that. Yeah. The thing is, once you see yourself in that nobody understands thing, you are probably sliding towards depression. You're going to withdraw from people. Yes. You're going to begin to be a loner and all of that. And then you're going to go deeper in that hole. Okay. So what you want to do when you begin to feel that way is you want to step back and say, you know, you are immersed, you are buried, you are overwhelmed by the thought. People come to me and they say, oh, Mr. Usa, I have this plenty challenges. I have a lot of problems when they come to my office. I call my assistant, Nadia. I say, hey, Nadia, give them 10 sheets of paper. And they're wondering, what for? I say, you're going to list out all your problems. And then they say, number one, my husband. Number two.
They can't seem to find them.
And then they wouldn't find them. What I say is, step back and notice that your problem isn't your problem. Your problem is how you see your problem.
So the first thing we should do is to step back from our problem.
Understand what you're going through. Have a very positive perception about it. Okay. Every problem is going to teach you something, a lesson. Now, this is not always, you know, or talk to someone that loves you and cares for you unconditionally. Talk to someone like that. Say, I'm going through hell and high water. I'm going through a mess.
But what if in a situation where people do not have family, they do not have, not like they don't have family, but they don't have people they can call safe havens in their family. They don't have those friends. What do they do in such scenarios?
It could be a pointer. Everyone has got some family, some friend. If you do not have, it's a pointer that you've been in hotter waters than you knew. It means you are isolating yourself from people. Okay. It could be you've fought with everyone. It's just not possible. So once people come to us for help, the first thing you're asking is, what have you done about this in the past? When they say nothing, or they say, I haven't talked to anyone, you start to understand the kind of person they are. Okay. You know, so if you don't have anyone, start to build relationships. We are made for connection. Okay. We are created to connect with people. We are not isolationists. Yeah. We don't thrive that way. We are not created for that. We are created to connect with people. Family is not always the people who answer your surname. Family is just anyone. The good book says there's a friend that is even closer than a brother. You know, so family is anyone that can give you a listening ear, anyone that would have empathy with you. If you want to get family and friends, first show yourself friendly and be family for someone else. And many times when you go through tough times, the best time to give. And giving is not money and substance, it's always that quality time. that listening ear, that, having empathy towards others. It's a lot of giving.
Okay. Okay, then. Thank you so much, Mr. Innocent Usar. So, but definitely reminding people to step aside from situations. They should motivate themselves, and they should have good family and friends that can help them. I must say, I feel motivated. And definitely, we would be moving to the kitchen. I have been perceiving something good. Yomi, are you sure I'm not coming to join you?
Yeah, you can come and join us. It's going to be a party in here. Anyway, I'm with Chef Adane this morning, and we're doing something really, really good. Okra. But, yes. So we already have so what do we call this now? Is this the broth?
Yes.
Okay,
so
that's boiling. That's almost ready. So let's just remind our viewers what's in there. So I'm seeing, so there's stockfish, there's regular...
there's ice fish.
Okay, there's regular ice fish or mackerel or whatever it is that you choose.
No,
and there's Titus, so there's pomo.
Yes, and there's dried fish.
Okay, there's dried fish in there as well.
But
oh, wow.
I made it into little bits so that by the time you take one eba with one hand, so you get the fish.
Very nice. I'm sure this is what people usually look forward to. So this is almost done. So after that, we'll then put in
the okra. Then the vegetable, because I want it to be fresh.
Okay.
I want it to look green and appetizing. So I put the pumpkin, the ugu leaf immediately, and just
a few minutes.
2 minutes.
Wow, just 1-2 minutes, so that it's nice and done and ready for eating. So anyway, if we can just have the ingredients on the screen one more time so that our viewers can see it, that's really, really important, so that they can know exactly how to make this. It's pretty fast. It's something that you can do pretty quickly. We have okra, iced fish, stockfish, dried fish, pumpkin leaves, seasoning, and salt, crayfish, palm oil, diced onions, and blended pepper. Now, all of that, most of all these things that I've mentioned now have already gone into the broth.
Yes.
And everything else is just, what's left is the
okra
and the pumpkin leaves.
Yes.
Very nice, very nice. So just let us know when you're going to be ready with that so that we can put that in, toss that in there and just cook it. So once we put this in, you say we'll wait for just a minute or two.
Just a minute is okay, because I want it to be fresh as you're eating. You feel the freshness, the crunchiness of the okra. That's when you know you're eating okra. The okra is crunchy.
Yeah,
yes.
Very, very true. Very true. Okay, so this standard pot of soup, you said is about 2,500, right?
2,000. 3,000. If you want, unless you want
maybe 3,000, maybe like 3,500, because you put some stockfish in there as well.
Even with the stockfish.
Okay. So this will be enough for how many people?
4, 5, depending on how you like your soup.
Yeah,
if you're a soup person, then let's say 4 people. But
4 people.
Yes,
but I know some people in this studio that just 2 of them will finish this.
Yes, because it's so my cooking. If you taste my soup, it's so appetizing and very delicious, so you can eventually
you just want to, once you start you can't stop.
Yes,
that's very good. And I know people who without any eba or semo, vita or anything, they just want the soup.
Yes, that's what I do.
Yeah, so that's the whole meal for them. So for that, you probably would need a lot more than if you're eating it with eba.
If you're eating it alone, if you would like me that likes just the soup, 3 people. Because you want to be filled. Yes.
Exactly. So are we ready for?
Yes.
Okay, so it looks like things are getting ready there. Let me just help you. Hand this over to you there, and move some of these ingredients out of the way. So that's the okra going in. So it looks like you cut the okra in large chunks.
Yes, that's there are different ways you can cook your okra. You can dice it in a smaller way. You can dice it in a bigger way.
I've seen people blend their okra.
Yes, you can blend it. You can obviously when I blend it, actually it's for my children because they don't like the chunks. So it's always good for children. So it's easier to eat.
For them to eat.
Yes.
Okay. And now, so the okra has gone in, so it's going to slow down. So you can see that the broth is slowing down and thickening up very quickly. And then the ugu leaves, I can see some water in the ugu leaves.
Yes, because they need to wash it, and so that you don't get any any sand or you don't eat any sand from it, so wash it. And
so there's the pumpkin leaves going into...
For me, I prefer more of the okra to the ugu, the pumpkin leaf.
But there's some people who just have the okra without the leaves.
Yes, that's why I say there are different ways you can cook it. Maybe next time I can cook it a different way. There's a fisherman okra soup.
Okay, which one is
the way
that?
It's okra, but they dice it in bigger chunks.
Even larger chunks than this?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I just want to add the onion now because I like everything fresh.
Everything fresh. So even the onions will be fresh with it. I just like this. This is really good. And for those of you who aren't used to this for breakfast, you don't have to have it with eba. You can just have the soup, right? So that's one of the important things that you can do. I'm just cleaning up here. I'm very handy in the kitchen.
Thank you very much.
I have
a few men I have those
I have
qualities.
what's called home training. Yeah, that's what it's called. Anyway, so we're going to be taking a break now while you guys are watching, and we'll be right back with more on Wake Up Nigeria. Stick around.
And it's been a supersonic edition of Wake Up Nigeria so far. As always,
indeed,
we love to light up your Monday morning. Hopefully we've been doing a good job.
Yeah, I have been doing a good job.
Yeah.
I have to pat myself on the back. Now, if you guys had seen what was happening in the kitchen, you know,
we
just
can smell
that pot of soup.
We can smell it.
I made a pot of soup with Chef Adane this morning.
You made a pot of soup.
Together, we did it together.
I saw you cleaning up, but you know, the actual cooking part, I don't know, I didn't see that.
Hands-on kind of thing.
Interesting.
I don't know what Mary is talking about. Mary is always... Mary waits 2 seconds for me to leave the kitchen, and then she just, you know, goes in there. Like, I don't understand.
I made the pot of soup. Everyone saw me making the pot of soup. Yomi, why are you claiming what you didn't do? Just look at that soup.
Look at that soup.
Okay, let's go.
Look at that soup. Yeah.
This is life.
You're turning into Mary Mexicano.
Wow.
That is what is going on with you right now.
Mike to that. Everybody has their own. Mike is kitchen, Titi is game. So to each his own.
We got it.
Now we know your week for certain. It's going to be fabulous, and I'm glad that you decided to stick around with us this far. 2 hours gone by already.
Yes, indeed. And time is actually flying. And you know, time flies when you're having fun. There's still a couple of things that you need to stand by for. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Okwe. You can also watch us live right now via our website. That's at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Send in your comments using the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on our Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook as well.
Now, the TVC app is also available for download. Just in case you didn't know, both Android and iOS stores have this app for you to download and watch us from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
So, what else do we have for you on the show today after 2 hours? Yomi Bosude is back with us on the show.
Yes, sir.
With the auto segment. And Child Safety 3.0, the third version of, or the third installment, if you want to call it that, of talking about child safety. Really, really important.
Seatbelts, what and what not to do when your child is in the car. Very important stuff to talk about. Now, we'll also take the SME segment. We have Yvonne Chukwueke, CEO of Ojine Accessories. It's a business that started over 9 years ago with very little resources, but she's done very well for herself. And we'll be talking to her very, very soon. Okay. And being a Monday, woof. It means that there's just so much to do to make sure that this week comes out like, you know, top notch.
We're heading towards Christmas now, so traffic is building up. People are stocking their shops and doing different things. So traffic is building up. So you really have to plan your movements nowadays, especially if you're going to the island, Lagos Island, and other places?
There seems to
traffic
be
this morning.
Yeah, we could see it everywhere. It's just traffic everywhere. But it does seem like there's a lot of events coming up. So now, I wanted to mention this whole event. There was a list of events that came out on social media, I think, about a week ago.
Okay.
Almost every single day, I guess.
December.
Almost every, like, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every single, back-to-back events. We have concerts, comedy shows, launches, albums.
Like a thing as well. Like,
I feel like we should have something we're doing. Like, that's ours.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should plan a party or something. Just add to this.
Barbecue.
And get viewers to come join us.
Yeah,
you know what? We
should
could
have
have this.
something like
There's
that.
a stuff Brazilians do.
Mary.
So, I studied Brazilian Portuguese, so many of these things were instilled in our head.
Okay.
So basically, the way it works is this: you have a party, but everybody brings what we are going to eat at the party.
Like bring your
church
own
is called a love feast.
Oh, okay.
Love
It's
feast,
a love feast. So
Yeah.
a love feast is I bring my rice or whatever, you bring your thing, and then
So what happened to bring your own bottle? BYOB, you know? Bring your own bottle of whatever it is.
I was talking about church. You had to take it.
Yes, now I'll bring your own bottle. Okay.
Bring your own
Bring your own food.
Yes.
So the problem with that is that sometimes when everybody brings
we
food,
won't like what someone else
you won't like what somebody else has brought. Or like they do in certain schools where, okay, you're supposed to bring food from home, but some parents just stop and buy pizza. They arrive with that, and then all the children want to eat the pizza and nothing else.
When the pizza is finished, you move to the rice. It's a case of who gets it first.
Yeah.
It happens at parties. Even when everybody is supposed to contribute or something, there'll always be something everybody wants that everybody cannot get. So,
But I'm thinking, about the December events, we could do Wake Up Nigeria presenters storm different events.
Yeah, so we just all of us just go around. Like
just select different
crashing the event.
Crashing the
Yeah,
event.
we'll just crash events.
We just take over.
We just arrive.
Did you hear what the second performer said?
What did
about how he had a tag.
Okay.
And a bouncer bounced him.
Oh, wow.
The way they will carry all of us.
It's not likely.
I doubt that.
When you see me,
you can see.
It's not likely.
People ask for my ticket, and I just raise my glasses like this. That's the ticket.
Do you know who I am?
Exactly.
This is my ticket.
Ibrahim is on standby for the news.
Hello and welcome to the news this time. The candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Bayelsa State, David Lyon, has emerged the winner of the governorship election held on Saturday. Mr. Lyon, who won in 6 of the state's 8 local government areas, defeated his closest rival, Senator Doye Diri of the People's Democratic Party. Mr. Diri won in only 2 local governments. David Lyon's victory marks the first time the PDP would lose a governorship election in Bayelsa State since Nigeria returned to democracy in 1999. Returning officer Professor Faraday Orumwense, Vice Chancellor, University of Benin, announced at the INEC Collation Center in Agoa that the APC polled 352,552 votes, while the PDP scored 143,172 votes in Kogi State. INEC is yet to announce the official results as collation was suspended late Sunday to continue at 9 a.m. And after it resumed, which was suspended on late Sunday night, it's for Kogi State. 2 local governments are left in the confluent state, and with 19 states collated so far, this is what the result looks like. The All Progressives Congress has 466,134 votes, and the People's Democratic Party has 151,566 votes. Collation will continue at 9 this morning, as according to INEC. And the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency wants government at all levels to work tirelessly on preventing deaths of women from preventable diseases. The agency made this known while meeting with the Taraba State government on a strategic partnership against maternal deaths. Nigeria's mortality ratio in 2015 stood at 814 deaths per 100,000 live births. The Taraba State government spoke on successes already recorded in maternal healthcare delivery and also unveiled intentions to continue with primary healthcare support in areas other than personnel training and provision of new equipment. The proposed partnership between the Primary Healthcare Development Agency and Taraba is aimed at putting this challenge to rest in all of the state's 16 local government areas. Outside Nigeria, at least 9 people were shot at a football watch party in Fresno, California, Sunday night. The victims were attending a family and friends gathering in the backyard of a home when an unknown suspect approached and opened fire. The victims have been transported to a community regional medical center, with some in critical condition. The police say, though no suspect information is available at this time, they are going door-to-door seeking surveillance footage and witnesses to gain information on the suspect. A standoff at a Hong Kong University campus has led to a fiery clashes overnight as hundreds of protesters tried to repel a police advance. Large fires broke out at entrances at the Polytechnic University, where protesters held petrol bombs and shot arrows from behind barricades. Months of anti-government protests have caused turmoil in the city. Police media liaison officer was found in the leg with an arrow. The latest violence is some of the worst the semi-autonomous Chinese territory has seen since the movement began. And as the news today on Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome to the auto segment on Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm sitting in a car here. And this is the third week that we're talking about keeping your kids safe. And today we're going to be talking about using a seatbelt. As you can see, I'm already strapped in with my seatbelt right now. And I have here with me the one and only Yomi Bosude, who is of the Autocentric Garage. And he's going to be talking to us about what we need to know about using a seatbelt. You were saying earlier on that most people don't know. A lot of people, let me not say most people, a lot of people don't know how to use a seatbelt. So talk to us about how to strap in properly.
How to strap in. First, when you strap, the upper part should properly lay on you. Yeah, I've seen some go rumpled, this way. Exactly. And I'm wondering, that's not right. Because in the event of an accident, you're going to be seriously injured because of the amount of G-force that you would experience.
Yeah, I've also seen where, like a bus driver, so when they sit in the bus and they see last mark on the
just quickly pull it over
and it's throw something over and then it's
wrong.
Yeah, it's
also wrong too. Your seatbelt should be firm on you. Okay, and I've also seen women when they strap up, they take it outside of their upper chest area, their breast area, they just cover it around it.
Right,
or just throw it behind, which is wrong. It should actually sit across. So irrespective of whether you're male or female, the seatbelt is not gender.
Should be across and so that you're properly strapped in.
Properly strapped.
For safety, that's the most important thing.
Yeah. That's it, because it's about your safety. In as much as it might be a bit uncomfortable, but you should be safe, while doing that. Another thing you need to also do is, we're going to look at testing your seatbelt.
Right.
Now, to know a good seatbelt that is working effectively, you need to pull hard, you see?
Right.
The retractor holds. Now, what does that happen?
There's a retractor in the seatbelt that pulls back when you pull.
A sudden jolt. Yeah. Now, that sudden jolt is meant to replicate when there's an accident and you're suddenly jolted. So that actually holds you back from going out of the vehicle.
Right.
But a seatbelt that the retractor is bad would not hold back this way.
It will just slide out.
And that is nothing.
So how do you then test to make sure that your retractor is working?
This is the simple test. Just snap fast.
Yeah. So a simple test, snapping fast will
and it holds you back.
Hold you back.
That shows that your seatbelt is working fine. Another thing you also want to check is the button at the buckle area. Every seatbelt has a red release button.
Yeah.
So now you need to press that button to see that it releases and it clips also properly.
Okay, so clip and release.
Release, yes.
And then release. Okay, so nice. So I can see that this one was working perfectly. Even here I'm noticing that it's properly clipped in.
Clipped, yes. Yeah. Another thing you also want to check is, even when you clip it and the buzzer keeps going, that means there's a fault somewhere. Because most modern day vehicles come with buzzers. When the seatbelt is not working fine, it starts to buzz. So you're strapped, yet it's still buzzing. Look around. Another thing I've noticed is sometimes if you put too much weight in that chair, the buzzer goes off.
Right. Okay. So if you put too much weight on the on the passenger side, because
because
sometimes I've noticed that
detector.
Yeah, I've noticed in my own car that it will tell me either the seatbelt is on or it will tell me the seatbelt is off.
Until you take off that load.
Right.
Because in the chair over there, in fact, in both chairs, you have what you call weight detector in them. So when you hit a certain weight, the car assumes it's a human being. So you need to strap up.
Right.
So if you ever experience that, don't get panicked. Just take off the load from that chair, and the light goes off, and the buzzer too goes off.
Right. Okay. So these are, I mean, these are key pieces of information that everybody needs. You were talking earlier on about the fact that if you don't care about your safety, you should also care about your money or your pocket.
Yes,
sometimes it can be quite challenging when you're caught without your seatbelt.
Yes, because the new fine is 20,000. Way back, it used to be like 2,500, 2,000,
3,000.
3,000. Now it's 20K. First time offender. Repeat offender, 30 grand. As in 30K, that's someone's salary.
You don't want to do that this Christmas.
No. Yeah. They are not smiling. The law.
So whatever you do, keep your seatbelt strapped on.
Yes.
And look at the safety precautions, and also check to see that the seat retractor, the seatbelt retractor, is working just fine.
Working just fine.
And a simple jolt will.
Another thing is, you might also want to bring out the entire thing and check if it's broken anywhere. You look at it. Also, it's something that we don't get to do often, but you can bring out the entire stretch of the seatbelt and look at it.
And just check.
If it's ripped anywhere, if it's properly clean, or if it has ever been joined at any point, you don't want to use that kind of seatbelt. You want to have it replaced. And if it jams at any point too, have it replaced.
And you can actually have the seatbelt replaced.
Yes, you can have it replaced.
So these are key pieces of information that everybody needs. Really, it's safety, and you can't really put a value on life.
No, you can't.
At the end of the day, because if you refuse to pay attention to the things that are important to your health or to your own safety, at the end of the day, you might be paying a really, really high price for it. So really, really important are some of the things that Yomi Bosude is talking to us about today on the show. So seatbelts, seatbelt safety.
Very important.
Seatbelt safety, really, really important, really, really key. And those little bits of information that you were giving us.
About the fine, you don't want to lose money twice, because the repeat offense is 30K. Please note, 30K is a lot of money with December 5. In fact, at any point. But more than the fine is the fact that you will be alive at the end of the day.
Exactly.
That's more than the fine, because it's money. Money will always come, but your life, you don't have a duplicate. Or is there a duplicate?
There's no duplicate for life. And there's something I've read somewhere, wearing a seatbelt at first is uncomfortable. After a while, you get used to it. At the end of the day, it will save your life.
Absolutely.
So
that just caps
it's really, really important that you pay attention to all these things I will talk to you about on the show. And I think this is the last in the installment of our seatbelt series that we'll be having.
We had the kids last week on set, Remember to always watch out for them, help them strap up, don't leave it to them. Help them strap up before you embark on that journey. A lot of us will be traveling in December, and we'll be very busy. Ensure they are safe. They are your first priority before yourself. So before you embark, don't tell them to strap up while you're in motion. Accidents don't give warnings. Car crashes don't give warnings. They just happen.
Help the children to strap up. Don't say, put on your seatbelt.
Nah. Be sure. I mean, it doesn't take more than a minute before you set out. Ideally, you should strap up before you start the engine. Ideally. Before you engage in drive, have it strapped, because something might distract you. Everything is about distraction, and you forget to strap up, and once one pulls out of his driveway or is on the street, little things happen. Someone runs into you. In fact, I saw a movie yesterday, and I realized that the backseat passenger had himself strapped. Now that made so much sense to me, because I'm like, okay, in the course of an accident, the guy in the back too would be safe if he was strapped.
Exactly. And I've heard one or two stories like that where the person sitting in the back died, but this person in the front
didn't.
Was safe because the person in the front was wearing a seatbelt.
Yes.
So these are just key pieces of information. So even when you're sitting in the back of an Uber or a taxi or whatever it is, try to check to make sure that the seatbelt is working and then strap on.
It's not about you being a big man. I think big men or big woman die. They can die. So please strap up when you're behind.
Strap up.
Strap
front
up.
Seat or back seat.
Strap
as long as the car is in motion, make sure you're strapped.
That's it.
Anyway, thank you so much, Yombosise, for doing this with us, keeping us safe on the roads. And we're heading back to the kitchen now, where Mary is on standby with Chef Adene.
You know how it is often said that he who laughs last laughs best. I started from here, and now we're back here. Where's your Mina? He's stuck outside in the garden. Chef Adene is still in the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Breakfast is served. But for those wondering, how did she achieve this bowl? You know, we've seen different methods right here, some with oil and everything, but she amazes me because she doesn't use oil or anything. The secret is to just make the eba and do it like this. I would have thought it's not possible to put it together. So perhaps you can show us how you came about this.
Okay, just a trick that I do.
Without using oil?
No, you don't need oil.
So you just use a regular bowl?
Yes, just find, just get a round bowl or a deep bowl.
Okay. Easy peasy. And with this, you can make your food look more presentable.
Yes, you don't need oil. You don't need to add any extra. Just
roll it around.
Roll.
It even looks like fun, Seth.
Till there's no space. Okay.
And that's it. Ready to serve. So you put soup on it?
Yes.
Yeah. Ah, that soup, as some people would say, it went to Harvard. Oh boy, wow. Now why do I have a feeling that this is my plate of food? I don't care how you guys are looking at me, I don't care. This one, Chef Adene, well done. I have decided that is my own breakfast. Eba for breakfast. If I sleep at the office, it's your fault.
No, it's not my intention to make you sleep.
Okay, we are going to have our SME series for today in a bit, but first we need to take this break. Stay with us as Wake Up Nigeria.
Welcome back. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. And on SME today, we have Ojine Accessories and Clothing. She's into clothing and lingerie sales as well. It's a company that started over 9 years ago with such a little amount of money and assistance of a friend. Now, she's joining us to share her experiences over time. Yvonne Chukwueke, the CEO of Ojine Accessories. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. We know you're really busy. Business these days is about time and, of course, managing your resources. Please tell us a bit about how you started this business.
Yeah, how I started Ojine Accessories came up with perfumes and lingerie.
Okay.
So I started selling it while I was still in the university. I sold to friends, my neighbors, families, and most of my classmates in school.
Okay.
So I made profit on it, and I was beginning to develop more interest in the business. And while along the line, the profit wasn't enough for me to start up the way I wanted. So I had to get job in other organizations.
Okay, what sort of job are you talking about? You know, you didn't mention what you studied in school. You just mentioned that you were selling from when you were in school. So what did you study in school, and then what job did you get?
I studied mass communication.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but the jobs I got, I had to work in different organizations, like from fashion house and a big supermarket and companies.
All right. So now the experience you had doing a day job, you know, a 9 to 5, do you think that helped when you started your own business, or was it actually a hindrance for you?
No, it helped me because I had to learn how to discuss with customers, how to relate with them, how to build my customer base if I have to open my own.
Okay. So I like to ask this question. You know, when you're working in a place like a 9 to 5, you know, there's sometimes you start a business on the side and things like that. But it's not always encouraged. So what was it that made you stop the 9 to 5 and go fully into business?
Yes, I've always wanted to have my own business. So waking up in the morning and going to work wasn't what I liked, actually. So that is why I had to stop the job and then went fully into my business to concentrate on it.
So obviously this was like starting afresh. This was like begin again.
Yes.
So how did you find the resources to invest in your product?
Yes, the resources was from all the companies I worked, all the different organizations I worked. I saved my money, so in that way I was able to use it to start my first outlet.
Okay.
Yes.
Where was your outlet?
My first outlet started in Sule, Drelegba.
Oh, wow. Okay. And from there, how many outlets do we have now?
From there, I've moved to another bigger site in Aguda.
Okay. Amazing. So accessories mean a lot of things. For some, accessories are just jewelry, you know, earrings, chains, bracelets, etc. But you've also branched into other types of accessories.
Yes, because customers come in and all they see is just perfume, lingerie, and just jewelries. And they begin to demand for clothes, shoes, and handbags. So I had to make my trip to Ghana. That was my first trip. So I had to buy a lot of handbags, shoes, and then some few clothing to come. The more they came into the shop, they saw it, they liked it. The more I wanted to give them more varieties. So that was after a while I took my second trip to Dubai. Then I had to buy different kind of varieties from both jewelries, handbags, shoes, T-shirts, and other things.
Okay, so you know a lot of you've mentioned your store, your shop quite a few times, and there's obviously a lot of foot traffic for people to be making that much demand. But a lot of people are of the opinion that online sales are better than actual walk-in customers. How do you feel about that?
Well, for me, I believe walk-in customers are better for me than the online, because the online I get a few customers. Then when people walk in and they see what I display, they walk in and they like it, they pick it up.
Okay. So, but you've tried the online in earnest. Have you put a lot of effort into the online?
Yes, I do. I have a Facebook page where I put all my goods, and I also have my Instagram page where I also put them.
So where do you think Ojine Accessories is going from here?
Well, Ojine Accessories, from here it's going to manufacturing everything I sell locally here in Nigeria.
How do you plan to start that? You must have some kind of blueprint. You know, with what you want to do. Are you partnering with people, or are you just going to go straight into it?
Well, the plans, I and my elder brother, we're still working on the plans.
Okay.
So when the plans is done, then we'll start it up.
Okay. So what's your biggest seller? You know, there's probably somebody watching right now who wants to go into something similar, and they're wondering, is it bags that sell the most? Is it shoes? Is it jewelry? Which one is the biggest seller for you?
Well, the biggest seller for me is the jewelries.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that women were buying jewelry like that, you know?
Yes, because you see when people want to go for a party or some people are preparing for their weddings or something, you see they just come in and they want the whole full accessories for their wedding. And then you see women who want to go to all these parties. So they need a full jewelry to just change their look.
So now, my last question is about whether it's wholesale or retail you do. So now if, for instance, a bride-to-be comes in, she's just buying one set, you know, and that is considered, you know, retailing. But I know that for you to travel abroad and to have so much turnover, you've probably gone into wholesale as well. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, we have the wholesale for the jewelries. That's for people who want to come to buy and resell. And then if you want to walk in and just buy one set, you still have to sell to you as well.
Okay, isn't that a little, you know, complicated, you know, with regard to pricing?
No, no, no. The pricing for wholesale is different from price when you want to just pick up one. You can't put the price for wholesale and for one the same. You have to separate the prices.
So, like your staff now, have they been easy to manage? So a lot of people complain about their staff not being able to manage things if, for instance, they travel. You know, so do you travel only for business, or can you take a holiday and be sure that when you come back, your business is still there?
Well, for now, I've traveled only for business. I've not traveled for holiday. Well, I will only say I can give account of only one staff. I can't give account of the other.
Oh,
I
wow.
can say yes. With her, I'm confident that nothing is going to happen. You're seeing her is like you're seeing me. That's what I have to say.
And well, we hope for the best with the other one. And I like your organic way of doing business. You're hands-on, you know, you're watching out for everything, and you're taking it as it comes, and you're waiting for your customers to make requests before, you know, going into it. But I know that we have a chef in the kitchen who is also waiting for us to get to the kitchen. And my own request is that Yomi and Mary do not finish that food, and Tokwe don't finish that food before we get there. Would you like to join us in the kitchen?
No problem.
All right, let's go.
Wait, is it food that is finished?
Please.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, no, there's lots of food to go around. Chef Yomi has everybody covered.
All right, then.
Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen. Please have a seat over here.
You're welcome.
And this is Chef Danne, who's done a great job with me. We work together to make it happen.
Yes.
I provided all the support and moral, you know, all the moral support.
And
the
physical
one.
Mary, just say it.
What?
Oh, I thought you were going to counter.
Okay, anyway, so this is a special Monday okra soup. That's what we call it, right? And very simple. So tell us how you did it and all the things that are inside.
Okay, this is Adane special okra soup. It's fresh, made with iced fish, Titus, dried fish, more stock fish, and there's okra, there's ugu, there's pumpkin leaf, and
what?
You know, it's
And
really
yes,
amazing.
the guests celebrating,
Yes,
we have to make sure.
Our guest needs to taste.
She digs in.
So while the guest is getting
what
ready,
she thinks.
so and you know you can put all this together with she said 2,025.
Oh wow!
That's what she said.
So that's a meal on a budget.
Meal on a budget.
Yeah.
Meal on the budget.
And it actually doesn't also take time. If everything is prepped, 15, 20 minutes, you're done.
So really,
once you
how
prep
many
everything.
people is that pot of soup supposed to serve?
5.
You like
So
it?
five.
It's nice.
It was
All
nice,
right.
crunchy.
We have
and
a thumbs up.
one of the things that we also did, you know, when we were putting it, when we were
Yeah.
putting it together, we made sure that at the end we didn't allow the vegetables cook for too long, so you can feel that freshness, and the flavor, and all of that,
okra.
and crunchiness of the okra as well. So, yeah.
All right. So about a Monday morning,
Yeah.
the most
It gives you
energetic
energy
meal.
for the rest of the week.
Yes, sir.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have had a great show so far. It's all about you tuning to us every single morning from 6 a.m.
Yeah, it's been great. A big thank you to all our guests for joining us today, and well done, Chef, for
Chef
a great job.
Adane.
Welcome
Well
back.
done,
Okay.
sir.
Back like I never left.
A big shout out to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories. We appreciate you. And of course, you and you and you.
Yeah, your view is next after this. Stick around.
Bye.